welcome, guys, to my Love Island USA season 7, episode 4 recap and review. We're back. Welcome all. A lot to unpack with this episode. There's a lot of emotion in this episode.
It was
What?
what?
There's a lot of emotions in this episode.
Yes. It was.
Um,
It was a lot of emotion. And people are starting to get comfortable and show more of themselves. The
that's
representative is like getting pushed back,
right.
and the true person is coming out.
Here I am. First up, we can chit chat about the announcement that they did not send out, but they announced it right at the end of the show. The new
Yeah.
host of Aftersun for the US is Sophie Monk. Now, I don't mind. I like Sophie. If you've ever watched Love Island Australia, she is the host of Love Island Australia. And so it means, again, cheap get, because she doesn't have to be far away from home, because Australia is very close to Fiji. I'm
Okay.
just disappointed because I was hoping my girl Janae got the job.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been
That
really
was
nice. I'm not
that was
familiar with her, so I'll have to learn her.
Sophie's good. Like, she's not, like, there's definitely been worse hosts. She's actually a really good host. I like her on Australia. So we have a
Okay.
couple people in here. Welcome,
Hi,
Kayla. Welcome, Miss Love.
hi, Miss Love.
Listen, I don't mind it, because I'm gonna be very fair and honest. I wasn't the hugest Mora fan. I'm actually
Neither was
not.
I. Neither was
Yeah,
I.
I'm not a fan of Moira Higgins. I know a lot of people are. I am not one of those. I didn't actually care for her. I don't care for some of the things she says in on social media, and I do find it funny that she was very much insisting that she was gonna really be the host of Love Island After Sun in the.
Really?
She was telling it to people, telling it to articles, and I do find it funny that she is not. And I do wonder if what her scandals of late,
Extramarital.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, has caused her to lose the job. I personally not a fan, so I'm good with Sophie.
Right.
I'm good with Sophie, and um, I hope they bring in people that will maybe energize the show. I don't know. It still won't be appointment watching for me, like
Right.
that they said for the first After Sun. I don't care. Like, I don't care to hear Callum. I don't care to hear Sally. I don't
No,
care to hear.
the two of them
Um,
together, they just start
yeah,
giggling.
and Jessica. I just don't care to hear what they have to say. To be honest,
I wonder why they keep bringing back Jessica. That confuses me too.
again, cheap get. She's in Australia. Same thing with Callum. Very cheap get. Very cheap get. I do want to know what Ariana thinks of the first week and whatever previews she gets, but I'm not gonna watch a whole After Sun just for that. So um, I think it's a better pick. We have Jessica here. Hi,
Hi,
Jessica.
Jessica.
Rachel is here. Rachel says, "Hey,
Hi,
ladies, see
Rachel.
who really isn't a girl's girl this episode." I said to you, I think that she was playing a girl's girl. We're going to talk about it. I don't
Right.
think she's a girl's girl. I think she's playing a girl's girl because that was what worked last season. But I've
Right.
always said you can try to play a girl's girl, but it eventually comes out who's really a girl's girl and not. And she is not. She's
Right.
just. Um, Rachel says Mara was a bad pick, way too stiff, and gave no personality on the panel. And I have to agree. Like, she wasn't like really, like, she gives her little digs and stuff, but I just didn't see the chemistry. And like I said, even with that panel, I just don't. I don't see it. Like, I don't think it'll bring. So I'm interested to see how Sophie will do with that panel. She might, it's mostly Australian, so she knows
Right.
them. So she'll do pretty well. Ariana gets along with everybody. So does Sally. I just personally, that panel, nothing. It's not like the Aftersun in the UK. It's so funny. Our show is more diverse, but
Mm-hmm.
the Aftersun panel is more diverse.
And they have a live audience, and they make it
They have
like
Yes.
they make it fun, and then sometimes they'll have family members or friends of the people and all of that stuff in a bar and all of that. I mean, they just make it more lively. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
So it's definitely a better watch. I
Yeah.
just and so it's like sometimes watching a bunch of white people critique black men and women about how they're moving in this villa kind of icks me out on a personal level. It might not be objective, but I feel like they sometimes they over criticize them, and then they
Yeah.
over microaggress some of the actions, and then they downplay the actions of others. So not appointment watching for me, but love Sophie. Glad she got the job. Way better than Moira. I might check it out from time to time. I'm just not. If they have a better panel, I might check it out. Just I'm not watching tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll
So
probably watch tomorrow if I don't have anything else to watch, but it's not like, you
yeah,
know.
I'm rushing to watch it. And so Danita's here. Hey, Danita. Danita
Hey,
says, "Hey,
Danita.
y'all. Papa, who that woman? You never watch Love Island Australia, Danita? Oh,
I
I
haven't
didn't
been
know
either. Don't
that.
feel bad. Apparently, she's the host of
She's
Love
the
Island.
host. So the thing is, if you go on my channel, I watched one season of and covered it in full by myself. It was when I first started doing coverage for Love Island by myself, and I covered an entire season of Love Island, um, Australia. That was
Okay.
the Taku, and I mean, I liked it well enough. It's just it's not my taste of format for Love Island.
Mm-hmm.
They watch it, they pre-record it. It's not my taste. Some people love it, love the version. So they also don't have many people of color on there. So I there's kind of me. There's no really reason for me to
Right.
watch it. And I said
Absolutely.
Sophie is great. I love her. Like she's not the issue. She's a great host. She's sweet. She's also feisty when she wants to be. She will call you out. She's a good host. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. CJ is here. CJ says hi, Mika.
Hi,
He's
CJ.
so CJ says, why can't Ariana just host the After Sun? This is
She's
also
booked and
good,
busy. I think
but
she's
she
booked and
also
busy.
does, yeah, she does other things. She has restaurants. I get it.
Like she's somewhere else right now. I thought I saw
Yeah.
on her
I
Instagram.
don't
She's
think she,
somewhere else right now. She's not in Fiji. Well, as of
yeah,
yesterday, I don't know about right now, but as of yesterday, she was somewhere else and not in Fiji. So I think she's just kind of booked and busy in
yeah,
between.
yeah.
You
And
know,
so I get
she
it.
not doing that Vanderpump Rules. You know, so she got to do other things in between to get her coins. So
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Like
yeah,
um, it makes sense to me, like why Ariana in particular is not the host. Um, but I was kind of hoping for more color, I guess. So I
yeah,
was
we
kind
were hoping for Janae and stuff like that.
of
Right.
yeah. Danita said only one season. Okay, all right. Yeah. And she's like, oh, she was the host. Yeah, she was the host. Miss Love says Sophie is pretty good. She is. And Jennifer Ruby's here. Jennifer Ruby says, I like Sophie. She's funny. She
Hi,
is. That's what I'm
Jennifer.
saying. I like, listen, right now, the host of Australia, the host of UK, and the host of USA, I love all of them. I can't say that's always been the case. I love all of them. Jennifer Ruby says, I was disappointed by the panel and guests.
Thank
That's my
you.
issue.
Thank you.
That's my issue. My
I was
entire
just talking about
issue
that girl. We're gonna have the giggly Sally and giggle at everything. Everything. Like I like her, don't get me wrong, but it's like stop giggling. But I
yeah.
guess she's like the Amara girl. She probably giggles when she's happy, giggles when something's funny, giggles when she's nervous. But
Hmm.
just sometimes when you're watching someone on TV that's doing that, it can become annoying. And
Okay.
so that's how I feel about her.
Yeah, I didn't watch it that often to maybe get annoyed, but I didn't always like her takes, and yeah, I don't know. And I thought that
She doesn't
once,
stand on business. Like she didn't stand on
yeah,
business with Johnny. She's not
yeah,
one of those people who stands on business. Like she wherever the wind blow. If everybody else say they like this, she like it. If they don't like it, she don't like it. You know,
yeah,
she'll be all for the black women. Then they say something, she go with it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I
yeah,
don't like it. Stand on business. I don't
yeah.
like that.
CJ points out what I'm saying. Like, what is with the Australian takeover Aftersun? UK bombshells every season. What is going on? Yeah, like for me right now, if Charlie does not couple up with Shelly, I want him gone. Like this conversation he had with Hannah today, I'm like, please, like, yes,
Oh,
couple
he's
up with it,
choosing her.
so that we can dump you because I'm not voting for you.
Right. Oh, he's definitely choosing her because the guys are gonna choose and he's choosing her.
Yeah. Obviously, me says Love Island Australia is the worst Love Island. The way that they black women make Love Island UK and USA look like sense, which is why I don't watch the
Exactly.
show. And I know people say, "Oh, well, everything doesn't have to be with black people and for black people." Yeah, that's absolutely
Once they stop treating black people bad, we won't have to make it about that.
yeah.
As long as everybody gets treated fairly, then
But
we're
just doesn't
good.
mean I have to watch it, right? Like I don't have to consume it. I don't see it reflecting me. I don't need to watch it. Dr. Ruby agrees that at least it's more than it's like
Yeah,
her more than more. Yes, period. And Dr. Ruby says Sally is lovely, but it's not good on that type of setting. Yeah.
right.
Obviously, me says Callum isn't the worst. He was pretty funny on Love Island Games, but his accent could definitely take some people out. I didn't care for him.
I
Like
don't
I
mind him, but did you see when he gets with Sally, they both giggle all the time and they don't say a complete sentence. It's annoying.
But let's get into this episode.
Yes, 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 yes.
Woo, this
What
episode.
did the kids do? What did the kids do? What is this the new thing?
um, yeah. So we start where we left, and the big secret was revealed, and yeah, Jeremiah.
Exposed Tamika. He
Oh,
was
he exposed
exposed.
himself, which is crazy. And if
Because
people
we was,
vote for him,
what if we try to win this? What if we try to win this? And she's like, huh? I wasn't even thinking about that. Oh, but he is. That's his
he
whole.
is, and I think he was trying to code word her like, okay, so you have a kid. We're probably not going to be anything,
Right.
but you have a kid, so let's run the table and get to the end and play this up.
Right.
And then we win this and we split the money and you have it for your daughter. Like I
Right.
think that's the clue he was trying to like. Am I wrong? Like that's what he was
No,
trying to
you
make.
are right. He was trying to let her know. Meanwhile, she about to crash out because she's so into him and think he's so into her.
A vote is coming. It's probably Sunday. Oh my god. So I don't even know. Did somebody get dumped? I don't even know how this is gonna work. Anyway. Uh yeah, I'm trying to go through, but people are really have been believing his BS. And
Yeah.
again, it's Danita said it. Called it. We called it here. He has been playing a game. And if the
Absolutely.
first thing you go to when somebody tells you this information
That they have a child.
that they have a child is that, oh, it's all good. I mean, I don't think it'll change anything, but if it does, I'll let you know. But you
Right.
know what? I think, if by the end of this, we win it all, we win it all. And I'm just like, oh, so what you're saying is like your intentions aren't to actually find love. You want her
Right.
to know to just let it all ride, and y'all will get to the end.
Exactly.
That was crazy. CJ says,
Right.
imagine if Alondra had said what Huda said about the new bombshell. Oh, we're gonna get there.
Oh
That
yeah,
was,
they would be on X right now writing think pieces about how she's a mean girl
yes,
and
yes.
she's
And I
angry.
haven't heard anything crickets unless people haven't watched the episode, which I doubt. Jeremiah, real quick, was doing the math on how he can still win with this information. Like I said he would. I said how he moves in this episode tells me the type of person that he is. How he
Right.
takes the information and moves forward tells me the kind of person he is. He was, first of all, he was shocked to speechless, right? And then by the
Mm-hmm.
time he found words, he's like, no, 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 no. We can
Yep.
still figure this out. We can get this. We can still get this. I just, okay. Well, let me not lock myself in. Let me not lock myself in, because she
Right.
said to
Because I'll
him,
let you know if somebody keeps telling you, I'll let you know if something changes. We good for now. If somebody keeps using that terminology, that should be a red flag to you. Like they're just biding their
you
time
asked,
until something better comes in.
you asked a straightforward question. She's a huge part of my life. So if that's something that's a deal breaker, please be honest. What does he say? All I can say right now is how I feel right now. I still like you a lot. Well, yeah, because you didn't know anybody else was coming into the villa. You know that it was a ratio of more girls than boys. I mean, more
Right.
boys than girls.
Right.
Um, so you have no choice but to do that.
Right.
But that's not responding to her as to
He
whether or not
never
this is
responded to the
a deal
question.
breaker. Because then we hear him ITM later. Well, for me, it's a lot to process. I never talked to a girl with a kid before, and I've always logically thought that it was my deal breaker. But when she said it to me, I was like, this is a lot, but I still really like her. But it's a lot.
And you're only dealing with it right now because the child isn't around and y'all are on the island. As soon as you all get off the island, you're not gonna deal with her and that child. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it.
KB's here. Hi,
Hi,
KB.
Casey.
Him bringing up winning was tough again.
Absolutely.
Oh, Danita's saying they're saying on X right now we're hypocrites because we praise Serena for calling the Casa Girls hoes when we're calling out Huda 3 days versus 3 weeks versus 3 days. Please be for real. Let's talk about the difference between why Serena called those girls hoes. One of them was on top of her fucking man, screwing him in her head, and the other one was telling the her friend's man that he needed to just throw the girl out the window and start making out with her. I'm confused at how that's not hoish potential behavior. They didn't know that. Now, on the flip side, these girls came in
On
and
a
did
challenge.
on a
On a
challenge
challenge.
and just
And that's
did
what
what
you
the
had to
challenge
do on a
asked
challenge.
them to do.
Right. And also when the people came back from Casa, after Serena got over her thing with the girl, she was not mad at the Casa girls. She was not mad at them and she didn't treat them bad. So
Never,
please stop it. Please just stop it.
never.
Ugh.
Again, she was going by the information that because she had said the next morning, she's like, listen, no offense to the girl, but there's not a lot of respect I have for her right now, because all I know about her is that what I'm getting from the guys and what I'm getting from him is that I was still the number one, but she was basically willing to screw her way into here.
Right.
What did you want her to feel about her? I'm confused. This is not the same situation. It is not the same situation. Danita, they were doing whole activities, and Maya ain't done nothing.
Exactly.
She was being a bombshell.
She's a nurse that wants to be the light in someone's darkness. She ain't trying to be
a
hoe.
Oh my god! It was like when she was saying that she's gonna like be calling her a bitch. I was like, oh my god, you're calling probably one of the sweetest people probably a bitch. Like, what is wrong with you, Dreadful Ruby? With all the emotional maturity tonight.
Mom, and then she hurried up and told the new people, they call us mom and dad. No one calls you that. No one calls you that but you.
But you. And when you call yourselves that, that is when it's the problem. Obviously, it points out Charlie and Austin finally got their wish. Somebody had said on TikTok, we need a blonde to come in the villa that will show everybody's true colors.
Austin was so happy, but still, she not even seeing it for Austin. Nobody sees it for him except for these 108 people he been with or whoever. I don't know.
Oh my god, I don't know what that was about. CJ says, I'm surprised people couldn't see F boy one. Jeremiah
Ace could. Ace
could. Alondra could. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get to it. But the fact is that when the girls all had to text who their bases were, and she was sitting there like, I know all the girls are gonna choose Jeremiah, and not one of them chose Jeremiah.
Not one of them. Nobody wants Jeremiah but you, and maybe Amaya.
Yeah. TJ is here. Hi, TJ. TJ, you blocked it about Jeremiah. He told on himself, and he kept saying, nah, just playing. Nope. No, you're weren't.
For real.
You were for real. If that's the first thing you're going, and I keep saying, I know I try not to bring up last season, but the fact that Cordell, who, could have been keeping that in his mind, just forgot, like he said out loud, oh, I forgot you have to win this thing.
Cordell didn't know what was going on. He just trying to get Serena back. He don't even think about no winning. I'm just trying to get her back to talking to me.
So you trying to be a fake Cordell. Like I said the other day, going up to Huda's closet, what you wearing tonight? We gonna all be in cream. Okay, stop trying to be a fake Cordell. You can't fake realness. She's not Serena. You're not fucking Cordell. Stop trying to fake what you cannot replicate fucking cake.
She can't do it. And she wants to act like she's such a girl's girl. They're best friends. She loves them. And as soon as this other girl comes in, and then she's going to tell Sierra, oh, I can trust you now. I'm my mom. I'm sorry. I think motherhood is like the best thing in the world. But why you keep acting like you carrying around rubies and like until I can trust you? Oh, now I like Sierra. I'll tell her. Sierra don't care if you're a mama.
No, I did not like that. I'm gonna tell you, her weaponizing that information is gross to me, and we're gonna talk more about it. But I feel like she's weaponizing that information. There was no reason for it, like whatsoever. CJ says this is a great season for so far. The producers are producing. I'm just mad that they sent in 2 girls. That's it.
You wanted them to send in guys?
I don't want the boys to be in
control
here.
Yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, yeah, I agree. Producers are producing. Jessica says Jeremiah asks nothing about her child. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? What's their name? How old is it? Is the dad involved? He is only worried about winning.
He don't care nothing about that child, Jessica, because he's not going to see that child. As soon as they get out and they split that money, baby, he don't, just take this 50 and do for you and your child. I wish y'all well. He don't want.
Ever.
He don't want
His plan is to split the money. Although somebody said Jeremiah might be the first guy to take the money, and I also could
right.
see that as well. But his plan is to split the money and then be like, you know what? It is a deal breaker for me. I can't do that. I don't want to subject myself or to your daughter to me. Yeah. Jeffrey said it's not whether he likes her, it's about whether he's prepared to be a stepdad in the future. No, it's about whether he likes her. Because my thing is, but this seriously, understand this. When you're a parent and you're building a relationship with somebody, they have to like you. Because if they don't even like you, they will never like your child. Whether they prepare, because some people can imaginarily prepare themselves to be a stepdad or a father in the future, but if they don't like you, they will never treat your child properly. Understand that. And we see it all the time. People choose people who are like, oh yeah, I want to be a parent, I want to be a stepdad, and it's literally just a title for them to just throw around. Look at me, I'm a stepdad. But in theory, he don't like you or your child.
No, and it's mean to your child.
Right.
I know the daddy put up pictures and say, just so y'all know, I know she's saying she a single mom, but she's, but I'm involved like every step of the way.
She didn't say that. Oh, listen, don't get me started on that, Dad, because my whole thing is she never said that. She just said she's a mom. Right. She never mentioned him. She never said that she had no help. She's never said that she was doing it all by herself. She just said she's a mom and it's a big thing for her. And my whole thing is, that's what I said to you last night. I said, well, what if Dad is the one taking care of her for the summer because of visitation or whatever? I thought that obviously if she could leave her child alone for at least 6 weeks, probably more because they were in holding for a week or two, right. She has help somehow. Absolutely. I don't think she has intimated that she has no help. But that, to me, sounds like a hit dog holler. Because nobody said that.
But I think the people on social media were making it seem like that, which they do. Yeah. They blow everything out of proportion. She didn't say it. But he was like, he felt like the people on social media were saying it. And he wanted to show, that's not true.
Oh, well, the people on social media, it's fine, but that's not your baby mama. She never said that. Yeah. Journey's is here. Hi, Journey's. Yeah, no. KB says, and Casa Girls have a different objective than bombshells, period. The bombshells were just bombshelling. And
right, they can't help when they come in. They cannot help when they come in.
Kasha Moore is a completely different situation. It's been hours, barely days, and definitely not weeks of knowing these people.
Exactly.
And yes, KP is right. And the Casa Girls were also being shady to the OGs when they returned to the village.
Sure, absolutely, they were.
Sure enough, was.
3M. They had their whole clique because every one of the guys brought one back, so it was about 5 of them.
3M Shaw says, hey, good episode, more chill, but still enjoyable. My major takeaway is Huda is doing too much. She is.
I agree.
And Rachel Marie says, let's be clear. Huda didn't just name call. She also said that Maya couldn't hold a candle to her, which she has every right to feel, but the reason why she feels that way is rude.
Absolutely. And she's like, she's just being messy. She sees what we have. So what? She also knows it's only day 4 and she is out for herself too. Nobody has to acquiesce to the fact that y'all are coupled up. Alondria and Taylor are coupled up. You don't see them acting a fool?
Everybody in the village sees what Jeremiah is. And KB says, I died. I tackled the way that Jeremiah didn't get chosen. And Rachel points out they didn't choose Jeremiah because Huda would have suffocated them in their sleep. Homegirl is crazy.
That's true. They might have wanted to kiss him, but they also didn't want to deal, because again, she's crying. They didn't want to deal with that. You're right.
I think they were counting old girl removal as a girl dumping. So we're stuck with boys being in control. I'm going to scream on them because that wasn't.
Oh.
That was not a dumping. I can't.
Well, she was removed.
But then that means you're doing 2 girl dumpings back to back.
It is.
Now, KB says, in my opinion, Huda wasn't honest about being a mom. She wanted to make sure the guy was attracted to her so he would be less likely or conflicted about rejecting her, and it was manipulative. Okay, I'm going to admit I was wrong here. I personally did not have a problem with her withholding the information. I think I even said that.
Yeah,
Where I where I had an issue was in the beginning. Where I had an issue was when they started doing sexual activities. Because my whole thing is, before you do sexual activities with somebody, you should be having this kind of conversation beforehand. Because then it's like,
absolutely.
y'all are doing things that you can't take back, and this man does not know that you have a child. That is where I have an issue with what she did. But looking at this conversation she had with Sierra, outing to her that she has a child after Sierra, I said, met some imaginary
standard
standard that
yeah,
she
passed some imaginary tests. She was nice today. She was cool today.
Which, and I'm going to explain it. To me, the imaginary test was, oh, two new girls came in and we are like the OGs. So I need to get all the girls on my side to click up to go against these two girls, which to me is not girl behavior.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, I agree now that I feel like all of it was manipulative. But she kept saying people use it against her. And now I've also said today, I understand there are people when you have a child young that use it against you in whatever manner that they can. I'm not sure what she's saying by that it being used against her. But I had my daughter at 21. I was still in college. Mm-hmm. And I look younger a lot of times than I am. And so sometimes people act like you're a 16-year-old that had a child or a 14-year-old that had a child. Even I was in the store the other day with my youngest, and somebody was like, oh, mm-hmm. You look like a teenager. You and him look like the same age, right? I told you I was trying to like think, did I ever like show him Pez or something like that? We were in the store. And they were just like, oh my God, I thought you were a teenager. And so this has been since I've been a mom. People do treat you like you are a teenage parent and you don't know any better. They'll pull your child to the side and say, you want that, right? You like try to overtake as if you are not the knowledgeable as a parent. I've had it happen to me. Now, in a dating situation, though, I would not know in a younger setting because I was me and my ex-husband were from 18 years old to the time I was 36, 37. I don't know how that works, right? I've never dated in that age group. And by the time that I did start dating again, I told whoever, because you're not meeting my children, just know I have them.
Right, absolutely. I know that's right.
We're serious, right? And I don't allow people to come in and out of their life. And they're my priority. I get that. I understand all of, like, you don't like, because some people won't tell until they have like multiple dates that they have children, right? But when you start doing sexual things with somebody, mm-hmm. you can't be withholding this type of information. Even on the flip side, if he had the child and didn't say it to her and they started doing sexual, I would say, why are you doing that and not letting her know? Same thing with Tyler from Love is Blind, right? Like, he withheld that information until they were like well into their honeymoon, almost on the way home. It was
absolutely.
It was manipulative. So
absolutely.
I agree. I do now feel and that she was using this as a manipulative tactic, because I'm still trying to understand how do people use you having a child against you? Now, do I feel like you should tell everybody in the month?
You know them people don't seen clips, right? So why you trying to do all this clickish stuff? You know the people seen the clips and they know you got a child, right? So
yeah,
why are you doing that? They seen
but we don't know that because I mean, even Denise putting we can't even really assume that production cut parts of the convo for privacy because they've shown parts that we already know and know all that man said. Oh, sorry, are you talking about? I thought you were talking about this. Hold on, maybe we'll come back to that. KB says, as a single mom who's avoidant cancer, I don't bring just anyone around my kids. However, I don't withhold because the other person has a right to self-eliminate. Fair. And that's how I feel. Like if I'm on a dating app, it has to have children. I have a child. They ask me how many children I have. 3. I don't have I don't necessarily tell names and ages all the time up front until we have more conversations, and then I will discuss it. But some information you could withhold. I don't think withholding forever that you have a child is proper. Now, I was saying I wondered how she would navigate this, and even we find out he thought the second room was a sex room. So that's a totally different. There's a totally different usage for the room. KB says, "I just think."
I tell you, these children. Like, are you kidding? She has a sex dungeon.
And Jeffrey points out a good thing. If they hold it against you, they aren't it anyway, which is what Shelly had to tell. Erin is here. I said, good night, everyone. I'm late to the party. I don't know how invested I will be this season so far. I don't really like anyone. Oh, really?
Oh, sorry, Erin.
And KB says, I hear you, Mika, but I don't get that vibe from her. Yeah, well, now I'm starting to not get that vibe from her. After watching her verbiage and how she reacts, I frankly think that she is a bit manipulative and possessive. And I feel like she thinks that if she goes to a certain level with these people, they won't back out once they have knowledge that she has a child. And that's not the way to do things. It's just not. So yeah. It's so bad. Yeah, you listen. Fair on both parts. So yeah, I do appreciate she said, well, I'm not even thinking about that. He's like, hypothetically. I was like, there's no hypothetical about it. You're trying to tell her to go ahead and understand that you're probably not going to be anything. But y'all can take the win for the show. We just have to stay together.
Yeah, but she's not picking up what you're putting down. She's not picking it up.
She's not picking it up. She wasn't picking it up. Jeremiah, I just know that if we already would have built so much, I don't think we'd be able to shake me because we would have been together the whole entire time, locked in. I said, oh, you really do think that you are Cordell?
Mm-hmm.
And that she's Serena? Okay.
And they were not locked in after 4 days.
They were not. So do you think it's going to change? Huda says. Jeremiah's like, I'm just messing with you. I don't think it's going to change anything. I like liking you. So I hope it doesn't change. But if it does, I can't control it.
And I'll let you know.
Obviously, me says Jeremiah ain't beating them Johnny allegations. No, he's not. And he does say to her, I appreciate you confiding in me. And the ITMs, he's still getting to know me. I definitely want him to fall in love with me. So are you in love already?
You see how she acting so territorial over the man? Just crying and don't want nobody to touch him. And it's just crazy.
And Huda says, as a person, he fall in love with me as Huda and as a person. but I also want him to fall in love with me as a mom, which also fair because I understand that. Like when you are a mom and it's an important part of you, you do want somebody to appreciate how you mother, regardless if
He's not
it's
gonna
their
see it.
child
He's not gonna see it. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna see it.
and I can't wait for him to get to know that side. And just like you, Miss T. Joy, I said he's never seeing it.
Right.
It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. KB says that fool had the audacity to tell the bombshells he's explored with all the other guys, but he liked Huda the most. I cackle. I said, sir, he was in this you era on number one. Yeah, yeah. No. So he said we could continue to talk about everything later. Right now, we could go. And they kissed. And I was like, he don't know what to do.
Yeah, and he was like, "You want to kiss?" She was like, "Do you want to kiss me?" And then they kissed. It was very awkward.
It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had said to you guys, did we think he was gonna go run back and tell anybody? But we do know in this conversation, he asked her, so I can't tell anybody, you don't want me to tell anybody. And she said, I would prefer to tell them myself. Which I
But
also,
did you know? But we'll talk about it when we get there. But he actually did tell Bella, but Bella already knew.
yes,
I thought
and
that
so
was interesting. He went
I
to tell
was annoyed.
Bella.
I was annoyed. I was like, didn't you promise? Because he said done. And so you go, the first thing you do is you go and talk to Bella. You don't even know if she knows. And I
Right.
understand he thinks, well, I'm telling a girl,
It
but
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
And you see, he didn't go to a black girl. He went to an exotic girl.
Okay. Go ahead. I told you to. I
You know
told
what
you
I'm
to.
saying?
Yep. He knew where their loyalties would lie.
Yep.
Well, he went to Bella. Yep. So Bella and Olan are walking by Taylor, Ace, and Nick, and Bella pulls Nick just to talk. And they talk about the results of the game, and he said he wasn't surprised. And Austin or Charlie asked Sierra how she is, and they're in the kitchen, and she says she's upset because she's basically watching Nick and Bella.
Right.
And I'm confused at why she. Were you confused why she was upset?
I was confused why she was upset because all Bella did was pull him for a chat. You did not see them kiss. You didn't see them hold hands. People can talk to other people. I think she's upset. Really, words matter. And really, what she needed to say was, I
I'm
feel a little
uncomfortable.
bit insecure and I'm
Yeah,
uncomfortable
yeah,
because I know that it's still kind of 50-50, 51-49. I
yeah.
know that there's still some lingering feelings there. So it still makes me uncomfortable when they talk. Not I'm upset because he's not doing anything wrong. Like it's just yeah, the people
It's
are talking. Nobody can talk to anybody, share.
it's one day of coupling up.
It's like nobody can talk to
No,
nobody.
just I don't know. I don't understand. I get that you really like him, but then we do find out why she's. I think she started getting uncomfortable, like you said, not upset, uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because and Austin says, well, yeah, there's a little love triangle going on there. She's like, yeah, and I hate it. But Sierra puts out, she's like, well, is there anything in the game that surprised you guys? And Austin said, well, yeah, Bella with the one slept with Guy was very scary. And Sarah said, well, yeah, that could be appealing to some though, because I had the highest body count and she had the lowest.
Right. So she feels like he got two different ends of the spectrum. And again, that adds to his confusion. And so she's like, is that endearing? She doesn't know what's going on through his mind. So when she pulls him for a chat, she's like thinking to herself, did that scare him that I've been with 18? What 18? I think
It was
18 was the
18.
number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she went back and looked at it and was like, Shelly was 12. I do wonder how much of Shelly's body counts were women. Or was it, you know what I mean?
I wonder. I wonder because the thing about it is that it's so it's so not fair. These men have slept with all of these women, but they get so upset when women have slept with more than 5 men. They act like it is the end of the world, but yet you slept with 128, and you think that you only are the only person these 128 slept with, so they can't sleep with other people, but you
Yeah.
can sleep. It's very weird to me how men
Because we
think.
know at one point she was dating 2 women at once, so that's at least two. So that leaves her with 10. She could have dated 3 other women, and now her male body count is down to 7. Does it matter for men? I do wonder that. I'm dying laughing at 3M Shaw. 3M Shaw says, "Do you consider Bella exotic?" It's
Do
not.
we?
It's
The
I.
point is, says he. It's not
Exactly.
us. It says he.
Just clarify it. Know the difference. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
he does. He does. He does. It's really anything non-black and not pale white. That's what he wants. Something non-black and not pale white. So he considers that
Correct.
her to
Correct.
fit.
Exactly. And so, KB says how they are sleeping with all these women when when most women aren't pulling up anywhere near those numbers. These men just be lying. But
Lying.
I don't. But I think it's easier for them because they just be sticking and they don't be fulfilling.
That's true. But I just want to know, who are all these women at the pool sleeping with Austin? Are they at the pool?
Okay, I'm trying to
Are they
tell
sleeping
you,
with him for services? Is that how they pay for it?
pool
I mean,
guy.
what is going on?
They be pulling these old women in
Yeah,
Florida.
I think he probably sleep with older women, right? Because he over there talking about making pornos and comedy pornos and stuff. And it's like nobody in the villa even checks for Austin. Like, this is a microcosm of the world, and like nobody in this villa checks for you, but usually I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Danita
I
points
think
out
he's
that
sending out those nudes trying to advertise and pull some. He like,
I'm
if I send
trying
out
to tell you.
yeah, if I send out 25 a day, at least one person might like.
And then I can make some extra money on the side. Danita says, I think Sierra also might have thought she and Nick were on more on lock because Bella had the chastity belt. But now that Bella is getting more active, she's getting worried, and she should.
Right. But at that moment, Bella was, but at the moment we're talking about, Bella had not shown her active side. She was still,
Yeah.
this was just after the game.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think she was just worried about her body count. That just made her a little uncomfortable. Like,
Uncomfortable. Yeah. And so we do see Bella pulls Nick to talk, and they talk about the results of the game. He said he wasn't surprised. And Bella tells Nick, I want to clarify that I didn't terrify you in our conversation. He's like, what, on the dock? And she's like, yeah. He's like, well, at first, but then you started flirting with me. And then they start flirting a bit, which I don't hate their flirting. I like both. It really is two different. Like, I'm seeing a lot of conversations, and I'm just like, no, I really see just more chemistry with him and this person. But when it's Nick and Sierra and Bella, I do see the chemistry in both.
Me too. Me too.
I do get it.
I'm like Olandria. I'm like Olandria. Both of y'all my girls. Like,
I just let him pick. I don't know what else to tell y'all because I get it. I do get. They both bad bitches. Why we pit bad bitches against each other? That's kind of what it comes down to. So, so Bella does say, well, when you were snatched away from me, it made me realize maybe I do kind of like this guy, which is what I said yesterday, right? I said, I think she realized she liked him more, which now she realized, oh, maybe I didn't show him enough. And that's what his issue was. She didn't show him enough. Right. And so Nick says, well, so when I left to couple up with Sierra, it made you kind of like me more? Damn. And she's like, well, kinda. And then of course Sierra comes and she pulls Nick for a chat. And I kind of was annoyed, but I also kind of understood And it gets up and he agrees to go for a chat. And Bella ITMs that things are more complicated now because even when they're avoiding each other, like it's like, what are we doing here? But also, what are you doing? Come get me back.
Right.
And this is kind of
Absolutely.
feels like a Cash Cinco type of situation where it's like you realize the person has insane chemistry with that person, and so you can see why they won't close it up. The problem here is, unlike with the Trina situation, I also see the chemistry he has with Sierra. Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
Right. I didn't really see the chemistry he had with Trina Cinco. I didn't see it. But you know, we are still live, and you know that Mika has very detailed notes, and I do not take notes, so I just kind of go with the flow, whatever Tamika says. So we'll keep going. Okay, so refresh my memory. So after she has that conversation,
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
okay, because I was like, you know, I don't take notes like Tamika, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go by my memory.
Yeah. So Nick and Sierra go to Soul Ties, and she tells
Ari is here. We said hi to Ari. Okay.
where's Ari? Hey Ari, welcome. So thank you, Miss CJ. I know that. Yeah, you have Joe Altrina and single had with sexual tension. True,
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Rachel said I didn't see it. Again, that's what I'm saying. So that's the difference here. It's like I actually get this, whereas that's why I have a problem with where Cinco was, because I was like, it is very clear, and you knew you did not like that girl as much as she liked you, and that you wanted cash. That's all you should have done. That's all you should have done, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. So we see her say, well, I feel like I'm in an uncomfortable spot, really enjoying where we are and taking into account you're exploring other connections. And Nick says, what, is it because of another islander? No shit, Nick.
And Nick understands this because remember, Nick told us that he kind of goes for girls that don't really like him, right?
Yes, so, but Sierra, he thinks likes him more than he likes her. So he was going with Sierra, which tells me
he was trying to break his pattern because he felt like he saw his pattern with Bella. Because he like, again, I'm going for another girl who doesn't really like me, right? So he's like, I'm gonna break my pattern and I'm gonna go for Sierra because she really likes me. Now all of a sudden Bella starts telling him she likes him. So now he like, you do? Like, wait a minute. I'm in a kerfuffle. What's going on? So yeah, it's a lot. But like Sierra told him, I know he might not have liked it, but I guess Sierra is like, she might, you know, you don't know what people deal with, and she might deal with anxiety and be an anxious person. And like she told him, I'm really not trying to rush you, but sooner or later you're gonna have to make a decision. And I get that because she's just like, I don't want to be in a triangle. Like,
right. So she says, I'm really comfortable around you. When I'm not around you, I feel like I'm thinking about you and I missed you. And then he starts getting scared and he's like, oh, wait. He's like, she's like, no, I know I'm not trying to rush you. But ITM's like, I realized that I put all my eggs in Nick's basket and I didn't get to know any of the other guys. And maybe that was a mistake because now I'm realizing that he's got a dozen split out half elsewhere. And it makes me feel silly that I did that. And I said, yeah, because that's why it's early. And so Sierra does tell Nick, I fully understand you guys have a connection and I think you should see it through. But like you said, she said, no, this decision has to come sooner or later. And he's like, well, okay. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. And so he's like, these girls are so opposite. And I think that's also the issue. He's like, I'm attracted to Bella and I'm attracted to Sierra. And it just feels confusing again. Yep. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you because you do have to at one point choose and make a decision. So Nick's conflicted. I don't know what he's going to do, but stringing two girls along isn't the way. Obviously, me thinks Nick, in their opinion, has more chemistry with Sierra outside of physical attraction. They can have actual conversation about their shared interests, but I think Freak Nick ain't factoring that in.
I
Do you?
agree.
Okay.
I agree. Because
Agree?
even when they talk, they like the same shows and stuff, right? Like they like the Avatar, they like the Shrek and verse Shrek 1 versus Shrek 2 and Fiona, and they saying different lines and they thinking about Halloween costumes and how they can, so they really do talk about and have the same interests, right? Him and Bella do not do that. And I
Okay.
don't think Bella does a lot outside of being in Hawaii, working in that coffee shop and stuff. She don't really do a lot. And so I just know that, but I think he just feels like she's his type physically. I think he likes her physical features more than he likes Sierra's, but he
Yes,
likes that Sierra gives him
right.
attention.
Yeah, if you look at his ex girlfriend, she literally looks like her.
Looks like
She literally,
Bella.
yes,
Oh, okay.
not like, I don't think she's mixed. She's white, but she has the blonde hair, like very much the same, similar coloring and stuff like that. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I think that might be what it is. Mary's here. Mary says, "I'm late."
Hi,
No, you're
man.
not late. We're just getting good into
Get in
it.
where you fit in, but we here.
Um, 3M 3M Shaw says, I like this little love train because I don't think anybody in the audience is too invested in them, but they're all likable. So it's a nice background drama that's not too deep. You know what? I can
that's,
agree with this.
that's true.
Because I don't mind. I like every one of them individually. I don't mind watching
Absolutely.
this. I
Me
don't
too.
fast forward through it. Like because I'll push up the speed so I can get my notes done on certain conversations. This is not one of them. I like watching. I'm like, okay, so what y'all going to do next? And
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, absolutely. I just don't like Bella's chunky heel shoes. I wish she would get some different shoes. But other than that, I like everything. She's got them chunky heel sandals she be wearing. I do not like them. But anyway, other than that, I do. I like all three of them. I do.
oh my god. So obviously, he says some people think that Olan would be an ultimate wild card for Nick. Actually, ends up with, and I honestly here for this theory. I would, it would be insane TV. I'm sorry. Can I stop the delusions here? What has shown you people that he wants her?
You must be delulu.
I just I'm saying I
Not
just,
some of the people
feel
delusional.
like he's not pursuing, he's barely pursuing Bella and Sierra. What breakfast has he made?
Only because he kissed her. People still going off of that kiss with the blindfold, and he was only doing that because Sierra had not walked in yet, and Olandria was the only person that had kissed him. Bella was offering her cheek, and he wanted a real kiss. That's the only reason why he was doing that. And of course, yeah, he likes her body. Like everybody's mesmerized by that thing when it's shaking that booty. But he don't even know what to do with it. He's not that's
What did
not where
she
he's at.
put?
That's not where his head is at.
But it's
He's
also
too
not
much.
what what is that? She put him at number one. That's not number three. She put Ace at number three, and we know she don't like Ace. She could have put him at number
Ace
three.
kiss better. Ace kiss better. Who she put at number two?
Charlie.
I wouldn't want to kiss him, but I guess she didn't want to kiss Austin either. And
Obviously,
she,
nobody else wanted to kiss him. He was He was number one for everybody but her, and one of the new bombshells. So
right.
what is that? Nick could have been second, third, or even fourth if she cared, but obviously not. She likes Taylor. So my whole thing is, Alondra is not putting anything out there for you guys that she likes this guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's like
She
him
like
better than
Taylor, and we didn't see enough of them this today. But that kiss at that
yeah,
home base, that was cute.
yeah.
But
That was,
yeah. But I like how he be bringing her breakfast and stuff.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what else I like that he did, but We gonna get there. Hold on, I just screwed up my notes because I went back down. So next we see Huda and Shelly chat, and Huda realizes he had physical reactions to her news, but he didn't actually say he cared. But also saying that if things change, he would let her know, makes her scared. It didn't make her feel better, as like it shouldn't. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, KB agrees with us. He doesn't like her, but I think he firmly decided to try to sort things out between Beldasha and Sierra.
Bell dash A.
Beldasha. Okay.
How she
Okay.
spells her name.
I've thrown the dash out in my notes and I just write that. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Because I'm like, I'm gonna read it wrong, so I'm just gonna write that.
It's like, Huda, be for real. Just be for real. Shelly's like, well, you told him. Okay, so just okay, you told him. That's all you can do. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
I know Shelly was like, girl, please.
She's like, nothing's gonna change. You just have to give it time. It hurt seeing him trying to process what I was telling him. I was like, oh, so you did realize that he like didn't take it well, because he didn't take it well. And she's like, because I could tell he was conflicted, but I can only imagine how he was feeling for him. And I tried my best to just do it the right way. And, I just have to be patient and just have to let time do its thing and just hope that it only makes him like me more. That you literally withheld one of the most important things about you from him. Okay.
Why does she think that her being a mother is going to be enduring to him? It's going to have him like you more. I wish she would stop that. It's one thing to think
identity. It's trust me, I understand it well. When a lot of times when you are a mom, it is so much of your it's what your identity is wrapped up in. So that's why she doesn't know any better, which is why she should have just said it in the first place.
Yeah, when but it's not going to endear any of those guys to her. It's not going to endear any of those guys to her because that's not on their radar. That's not the mind frame. They can't even effectively communicate that they like somebody, let alone like no. She's asking for too much with that. I'm sorry, and she needs to lower her expectations because she's really gonna be disappointed and let down.
Yeah. 3M Shaw points out something here too. Every Shelly Huda conversation is just Huda dumping on her. I kind of agree with that. Agree because we don't get any conversations with Huda and Shelly about what Shelly's situation is. The only time we get those conversations is with Shelly and Olan and Bella. Yep. They're the only ones that seem to actually care. Not very girls, girl. So Shelly does say, I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. Come on, give me a hug. That hug. Bedtime, and Olan asks Bella, how did the chat go with Nick? And Bella says, it went good. Honestly, I didn't even know what I was saying, which is also hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with KB here, but it has shown red flags as just as much as Jeremiah. That's where I've come to. And Ace and Austin are talking, and he was like, Austin was putting up numbers. Austin's like, I definitely just exposed myself. You think? Jeremiah mounts to Bella. She has a kid? And Bella says, she told you? And Jeremiah's like, oh, but you knew, right? And Bella's like, well, yes. But is it a deal breaker? And Jeremiah's like, oh, as of now, I feel good. And I'm just like, didn't you say you would not say anything to anybody? In the whole room of people, you're going to not so quietly mouth it to somebody you don't even know if they know or not. Yeah. Like, please. Something's wrong with him too.
A lot is wrong with him.
So then we see Austin asks Shelly, she has a septum piercing, which we if you've seen her IG, she does. She does. And she's like, you can see it, and he said, yeah. But she refuses to take it down because she hasn't done it in 2 years. And simultaneously, we're seeing Taylor like fix Alon's hair.
I know. I thought that was cute. Was he trying to get the microphone thing off of her, or was he fixing
I think
her
he
hair?
was just like pulling her hair back, but he was doing like gently.
Oh, I know. I thought that was so endearing. I was like, that's cute.
And then Huda comes into bed on top of Jeremiah, and she says, "How are you?" And Jeremiah says, "I'm good. How are you?" And she's like, "I'm good. You're good." And Jeremiah's like, "Yeah, I feel good." And I was like, "Okay, there's not a lot of good in this conversation."
Girl, he don't told you not picking it up. He don't told you we gonna go ahead and keep on with this so we can stay together and get this money.
He's about this money at this point. We see Taylor putting on Alon's bonnet. So he was like pulling her hair back, and then he just like gathered it and like he was being so gentle with her. It was really, really sweet. It really was. Huda and Jeremiah make out.
Yep.
And
they're the only ones. Them and Sierra and Nick. Nobody else is doing that. Everybody else going to sleep. I don't even see anybody else cuddling. Nobody else is even. Alondra and Taylor don't even cuddle. Not that I see. They don't even cuddle, child. They just be going to sleep.
Shani says, does anyone think the producers are doing the thing they did with Leah and Miguel and making them purposely stay away from each other? Who? Like who on this cast do you think that they're making stay away
Taylor
from each other?
Taylor and Alondra? Are you talking about them
or Ace and Shelly? Like who? Let me know. And KB agrees. I love that moment with Taylor and Ola, and it was so cute. And yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, Ace and Shelly. Maybe. I don't know. I do feel like they cut a lot of Taylor and Alondria's conversations out because I do feel like they're a lot more intimate than we know. And by intimate, I don't mean sexual. Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot more intimate that because like if you're listening to the conversations, they quite literally, in my opinion, like each other.
Yes.
And I think that when they do have conversations, they are more intimate, meaning personal information. Oh, I live here. I do this, like names and places, and we know that they cut those out a lot of times. With Ace and Shelly, I'm not sure if they are even in the same vicinity because, as Danita's pointing out, I just think Ace doesn't pull her a lot.
He's trying to play hard to get. And I'm going to tell you, I like Ace, but Shelly is like, you think you going to play, but I'm going to play. Because I'm the woman. And you always going to have to pursue me. So this thing that you got going on, I enjoy your conversation. I love when we chat. You make me laugh. I'm into you the most. But I'm not going to chase you. You always going to pursue me. So if you don't pull me, we're not going to talk, whether I like you or not. And I like that about her. Like, stand on business. Because Ace, stand on, like, you have to pursue her. Just like they were saying, Charlie talking about he wants somebody, he ain't making nobody breakfast, he ain't doing nothing. These men keep thinking they don't have to do nothing but smile. No.
That's why if Nick wanted Alondra, she should have had 3 breakfasts yesterday.
Right. No, to put in some work.
Obviously, me says pretty sure Nick and Sierra just cuddled, and yeah, it was just Germ and Huda, and I believe so. Yes. KB says,
I mean, they might have hugged, but he was hugging on top of her.
Yeah, there's cuddling, but I don't think they were making out. KB says, I think Taylor and all those conversations get cut because they're out here talking about grouper catfish and normal shit. They just over their business. That's what I'm saying. They're a lot more intimate conversations, right? Like just regular conversations that are building actual relationship, which
Yes,
is why they
you know they talk about saltwater fish versus freshwater. You know they over there talk about that. What you put on as bait? What you using worms or you using fish guns? What you using? Yes, you're right. That's what they talk about. They talk about that. What's your family reunion? What they be doing at your family reunion? Which how we do? Yeah, they're talking about stuff like that. You're right. It is getting cut. It's not
oh, you
entertainment.
are alpha, so like you do what you do this. I thought about pledging, but like
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that because. But at my school, they have a chapter, and all the alphas they do this, and that's
Mhm.
what they're talking about. But also,
That's
that's
exactly
what
what
the commonalities are, right? Like that's
exactly.
what's building the relationship that they have.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
and Danita points out, Ace did say tonight it's a cat and mouse game. So yeah, it's the chase, and Shelly's also the same way.
Yeah.
Um, obviously, me said I found it so funny that Charlie started to pull Shelly for another chat, and he convinced I thought that was hilarious.
The producers
Hilarious.
is like,
It
don't
was
even start
messy
playing
and
games.
fun. It's
We
like,
don't.
no, this is not the game plan. Like, it's not the game plan. That's not the game plan, Charlie. Let us not do this. Don't try to say you're pulling her to play ping pong because we know you just want to pull her for a chat, and that's why you're playing ping pong. But that's not
Right.
what we do. Because we ain't seen a game of ping pong from none of these. Every time everybody talk about they want to play ping pong, all of a sudden there's a text.
All of a sudden, there's a text. The only people we ever saw play ping pong was Nick and Ace that first day. That's it. It's always a text.
And like we find y'all game out. Y'all ain't talking to each other until we
Mhm.
say you can talk to each other. Danita says Grouper and Catfish took me out, Miss T Joy. But yeah, they probably over there doing line dances too.
With the fans, they like, where my fans? They over there. He like, they trying on each other cowboy hats. I mean, this is the stuff they doing, and they not showing it. Like they really doing regular stuff.
They doing regular stuff, but that's what we love about our couples eventually, right?
Right, absolutely.
Charnice says, and I always thought that Miguel and Leah were cool, but behind the scenes, they said they really gravitated each other before coupling up, but the producers blocked them. No, the
Right.
producers blocked them in Casa. The producers didn't block them before them. The producers didn't show their conversations. Who blocked them was the guys, because Miguel could have coupled up with her the first time, but the guys told him not to. That was on Miguel. But yes, they did the same thing with Kane too. Like they blocked all their conversations, and we found out they were praying with each other and reading the Bible and doing stuff like that. So yeah, they're good for doing stuff like that with these couples. They will block them from like putting their conversations out on Front Street because those are not the couples that they want to either win or focus on, which is fine. But those are the couples that we usually like. I 3 times speed a lot of the stuff because I was just like, don't care, boring. I don't care about your couple. If you get together, I'm dumping you. KB, for the show, it can work for them to not be shown, but for the real life possibility, chance of working, it could be good for them to fly under radar. Exactly. And yeah, they over there chopping it up about Creole season. Exactly.
What type of fish fry you use? You use ostrich or girl? You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
It was probably like, oh, so what you put in that package? I really like
Yeah,
that
and she
package.
probably telling him, you know, I make a good homemade cornbread from scratch.
Right,
You know, I can
right,
do that. He like,
right.
you lied. I bet you it's better your grandma's. She probably over there telling him. Yes, girl. They probably done planned that first home date. They gonna go fishing, and then they gonna catch the fish. He gonna clean them. She gonna fry them, make some cornbread and some sides, and they gonna eat.
Yeah.
That's what they over there talking about.
Shani says, yeah, I think Ace and Shelly are fine and probably talk enough, but it's just, I think they're not applying pressure until they actually get into a couple, pretty much.
Right.
And we know that they won't show any more intimate conversations until we get closer to Casa, because then that's when they want to blow everybody up. Obviously, same thing happened to Charlie and Shelly just last episode. They were in the background talking to each other on some beanbags, probably boring as fuck conversation because we got nothing. Danita said, yeah, over there
Charlie.
chatting about who Grandma Green's tastes again. And KB arguing about who put honey or sugar in the cornbread.
Sugar goes in the cornbread and honey goes over it. Argue with your mama. That's it.
Right. These are our conversations. We could sit there and know for sure the conversations that they're having.
Right.
And just also the show is not focused on Ace and Shelly right now because they're not part of the storyline they're pushing. They're pushing Nick with the triangle and Huda with Jeremiah. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So that is why we didn't get Leah and Jeremiah, because at that point they were pushing and Miguel, because they were pushing the Serena hates Cordell really, and then they were pushing the Kendall and Nicole, and then they were pushing the Rob and Andrea because they knew that they were gonna have this dumping coming up and all that stuff. So that's why we got nothing of nobody. Yeah. So we do see that Ace makes breakfast for one person today. And it's for Shelly. And the guy says, ooh. And Taylor asks Nick if he's still conflicted. And Nick says, well, no, I'm pursuing Sierra. But they're both my top. So you conflicted.
Now, what sense does that make? They're both my top, and I'm pursuing Sierra. And how come we'll never see Nick make breakfast? What is he making? Because
Which is what I said.
You did say that yesterday, and I tried to take up for him and say he probably had made her a pancake. I mean, made her some breakfast, but didn't give her a pancake because she said she didn't like it. But now that I'm starting to think about it, when does he make breakfast? Because I don't ever see it. And because Taylor had to, felt like he needed to ask, does everybody have breakfast that wants breakfast? Almost like, I know Nick ain't make nobody nothing, so do y'all need me to make y'all something? You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like it was coming from. Like, does everybody have something to eat? Because these boys not down there cooking.
That's what it came.
It seemed like him and Ace the only ones cooking.
Yeah, and it was like they noticed that Ace was only making one breakfast. They're like, so who you making one breakfast for? And he's like, one breakfast for Shelly. That's it. I ain't making all y'all girls breakfast again today. And then Taylor was like, listen, I tried my best, but also who here didn't get breakfast? Who wants breakfast?
Right.
Because like I'm tired of this. Like these guys ain't play. And so like you said before, Olan's like, Charlie gotta step it up because he ain't brought no breakfast, no toast, no nothing.
He ain't want nobody no coffee, no nothing. I ain't seen him.
Like somebody should be on the coffee and the tea, and somebody else should be on the food. What the hell?
He ain't toasted no bagel and put some cream cheese and butter on it or nothing. Like, I mean, do something. Do something.
Nick eats Pop-Tarts, KB says. He says Nick put on my nerves with his 50-50, 60-40 cup. Yeah. I'm just like, Nick, what are you doing?
The ones with the frosting too, because he's immature.
And Trevor said Nick is full of it. He is, because I've not seen him make breakfast to nobody. Not even himself. Ari says that was super sweet of Taylor. Gentlemanly behavior. Yes, that's why you guys can't make me hate him. Y'all are trying, but you're not ever gonna make me hate that boy. He's at least trying. Again, I don't mind being scammed. Understand this, Jeremy. I don't mind being scammed. Just make the scam look good.
I know. It's so crazy. Well,
like, don't be admitting to the damn scam.
Y'all make me laugh so much. I can't.
Well, fair. These girls do not want Charlie's beans and toast with coffee. Fair. Which is why I'm saying he should have made the coffee while everybody else made.
Yeah, he could have put some fruit together. He could have done.
Baby says, now y'all know good and well that two cooking are the two that know where season is kept, and them girls don't want Charles and Andre.
But that's why I feel like you can't go wrong with just like toasting a bagel and just smearing some cream cheese on it and taking somebody some coffee or some juice. Like, come on, that's not rocket science. They need to put in some effort. Nick, now you wanna court two girls, then toast two bagels. Now, damn it, you got to do something.
So we know they are full of crap. They're
Yeah.
full of crap. And you notice I didn't ask for Austin to make breakfast and nobody. He needs to stay out the damn kitchen. Oh, what KB agrees. He needs to stay out the kitchen. Ari says, Taylor said, Huda, relax. Jeremiah right here. Oh, yeah. So then Jeremiah's like, Huda's like, I didn't get breakfast. And it was like, girl, Taylor was running up the stairs because he knew he had to go back down and make breakfast for other people. And he didn't want to be there, including himself. But he didn't want to be there, wasting time doing it. Can you wait? Calm down.
Jeremiah is coming right up for you. Okay, he coming.
It was like, yours is coming. Be cool. As Danita said, like, calm down with all of that. And right afterwards, Jeremy walks through the door as Taylor is walking out the door. And he's like, see, it's right here. Don't you look stupid? Like, come on. And first of all, it's like, yeah, you would have got no breakfast if Jeremiah decided that he was done with you. So that's your fault for putting all your eggs into Jeremiah's basket.
Absolutely.
Come on now, girl. So Charlie says there's no options for me in the villa. At the same time, Ola, that's what Ola is like. Where's the breakfast? And Shelly and Austin and Shelly chat, and it was like, oh, finally, Austin gets friend zoned.
Yes, that was good. Oh, also another thing, when Taylor brought Alondria her breakfast, she was like, "Oh, you already cut it up for me like I like it. Thank you, boo." So he pays attention because remember he said that's why he's such a good gift giver is because he listens and he pays attention to detail. So apparently she told him she liked something cut a certain way or something, and he knew to do it already when he came and brought her breakfast. I like things like that. I like when people pay attention to things that I tell them and they do it and I don't have to ask them. Like I like it when my man can order for me at a restaurant because he knows me so well and knows what I like. I like that. So I thought that was cute.
Period. Taylor's my favorite easily. Same. Denise. Period. Obviously me says Charlie might know some Greek food recipes, but he can barely speak the language, so he could probably barely also cook. I mean, it's not that hard. I can make Mediterranean food. It ain't that hard.
He ain't even giving the people no Greek yogurt and some fruit, though. Right. Do something.
KB says it's giving PTSD last season when old girl was getting all weepy because she told Mika. I'm sorry. She will never live that down for me. Ari says energy. Taylor's number one in my book. Same as CJ. And Danita says Taylor be cracking me. He be cracking me up. He is again. Sorry. He's so hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So Austin says that he understands the friend zone. He also thinks that they're more, better off as friends. But I was like, okay, so now you're back to being delusional because according to him, his friends and his ex and him were friends before they started dating. So it might get there. And I was like, it's never going to get there, honey buddy. Austin, go home.
But he's not because the men are in control, so we got to deal with him some more days.
Oh man. Sharnese says Taylor is intentionally and unintentionally funny at the same time.
Yes.
KB says Taylor is actually all the girls' favorite. I think he was picked by almost all the girls, save for the new unmelanated bombshell. Yes, you're right. He was. He was picked by all the girls. And I think he hovered around the same two spots, except for with Olan.
Second and third, right?
Yeah. Yep. Which says a lot.
Yeah.
Where was I? So yeah. Charlie and Nick and Austin chat, and Charlie really wants someone. He doesn't want to give up. He feels like the ick is on him, and he can't get rid of it. So that's when he goes and pulls Shelly to play ping pong. But text comes in, getting to fourth base. I loved this game.
You did?
Yes,
I
I
did
thought it
too.
was a great way of breaking the ice between like kissing, kind of like the kissing challenge, but also like really getting people to put out who they really and truly liked in the villa. I love this game.
Yes.
Love this.
Okay. Now let's break down okay, just so I'm clear.
Mm-hmm.
First base is kissing. First base is hugging or kissing. What is first base?
I thought first base was kissing.
Okay, first base is kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Second base is fondling, right? You
Yeah,
touching, you start rubbing and touching.
yeah.
Okay, now what is third base? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is third base? Dry humping? I don't know. What is third base?
Could be, or
Using
hands in places they shouldn't be
yeah,
normally,
okay.
and mouths on
Okay.
places that they. No,
Okay,
no,
okay. I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
Foreplay. Third
yeah,
base is like
yes,
foreplay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then okay, I got it. Okay, because I couldn't remember what third base was. I was like, what is third base? Okay. All right, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but in this case, it is 1, 2, and 3, and 4 is really different challenges for different people.
Mm-hmm.
Danita says, kissing first, second playing around, third almost to the finish line, fourth all the way. It's pretty simple, yes. Rachel says the only thing I didn't like about the game was incorporating food because now popcorn have the girls were in the girls' hair. Oh, I love that part about
Rachel,
it.
you complained about the popcorn. I didn't like that third base. I can't stand it when they try to kiss with stuff in their mouth, just like that challenge where you got to
Oh, I
transfer
like
stuff
that
in mouth.
part.
I can't stand all of that. Them
Oh,
fake hot dogs. What were it was like they were putting it in each. I don't like that. That
it was
is
ice
gross.
pops. I
What
thought
was it?
it was ice pops. I thought it was cute.
Oh, and that they were putting it in each other's mouth. You thought it was cute, Tamika?
I don't,
Okay.
but I don't mind food. I don't mind food in the bedroom. So.
Okay.
We get the text, and then the girls go up to the dressing room, and then they get, and it's called getting to fourth base.
Okay.
They get each girl except for Sierra, I think, got a text, and the text said, Shelly first, drafting your own dream team.
Yes.
Bella, rank your top 4 boys with the ultimate lineup. Yeah, no, this part was the part that would have gotten me. Like, I don't like the ketchup and mustard stuff. Like, no.
You don't mind somebody putting freeze pops in your mouth,
No.
but you don't want
Whipped
people to
cream,
squirt ketchup and
chocolate,
mustard on you.
whipped cream, chocolate, strawberry sauce, do all of that. Exactly, Shorties. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh
You can do
yeah,
any of
Taurus
that.
love food.
Yeah, you can do any of that. But ketchup and mustard, no. Only thing ketchup and mustard go on together, especially, is a hot dog. That's it. That's it for me.
I'm not a
Or
mustard.
ketchup on a burger. That's it. I don't like ketchup. Like, I will only eat it on burgers, and I don't even like it on my fries unless it's cheese fries. I'm very particular about condiments.
You put ketchup on cheese fries?
Only
But it
time I
already has the condiment on it, the cheese.
only time I use ketchup is with cheese fries.
Wow. Okay.
I do not use ketchup on my fries. If I have to put ketchup on your fries that you've made me, throw the fries away because that means something wrong with the fries. I should
Yeah.
just be
So
able
you
to
feel like the ketchup like disguises it. You should just be able to put a little salt, and that's it. Okay.
that's
I
it.
get you. I can do that. I can do it with salt. I also like Five Guys fries with ketchup for some reason. I usually don't put ketchup on fries, but those fries I like with ketchup. Five
Oh,
Guys. It's weird. It's
really?
just those kind of fries. But like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, I could just eat it plain.
Yeah, I love McDonald's fries is my favorite fries because I can just eat it. Like, especially
Mhm.
if it's hot. Yeah, no. Yes, they were, Danita. They were so dramatic with the test. Just send it out. Like, you send it to all the girls.
You know, she like, why is my heart beating so fast?
Sorry, but for some reason, I don't know. I like, I guess, tomato mashed up in other forms, but ketchup is not like my favorite. So Olan says, who do you want to go first, second, third, and fourth base? And she says, she ITMs, fourth base has to be the person you're connecting with the most. And so, yeah, she cracked the code. She's like, okay, it's about to get messy, but I'm putting the dots together. And then Huda gets the last text that says, text back your answer. And she's like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be in so much duty for this. And I was like, and Shelly's like, it's a challenge, bitch. Lock in.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Jesus. And
I don't like it when people act like they can't even participate in the challenges. Like, you can be locked in with somebody and still participate in the challenges. That's what gets annoying to me. The people start to annoy me like that. Like,
it was weird. Like, because then she's like, of course I know that all the girls are gonna pick Jeremiah. Why? Why would they pick Jeremiah?
I don't think I don't think Jeremiah.
Because to me, I think she should have realized that none of them would have picked Jeremiah.
Because they know how she's gonna perform.
Correct. But she thinks that they're jealous of what she has with Jeremiah, hence what she did at the fire pit the other day, right?
Right.
That she thinks that Jeremiah's the conversation they had after that. Oh, we're mom and dad at the villa because we're so much more emotionally mature than everybody else. No, the fuck you're not. Yeah, probably the least mature people on this damn island.
Exactly.
And as Danita said, and nobody kissed that man but the bomb. She's so dramatic for no reason. Get a grip.
Right.
KB says she has delusions of grandeur. Jennifer Ruby says that it just screams insecurities, but plenty of full-blown couples have still participated in challenges. Exactly. Because those were her sisters. What? He's not getting back till 3? Fuck me. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to.
They having the time of their life.
No, they're on their way back, but I'm going to fall asleep. I'm gonna have to go sleep in my car because I can sleep by the school. That's gonna be crazy. Oh, there must be traffic. Oh, there must be traffic because people going like down to the shore and stuff.
Oh yeah.
For the weekend. So yeah. So she's like, I have a feeling I'm going to get a little uncomfortable. So she knew this. She knew there was potential for her to get uncomfortable. And then it didn't happen. And one bombshell comes in and pulls your man, and you have, well, 2 bombshells, because one kissed him on like third base and the other one kissed him on fourth or some bullshit like that. Mm-hmm. And you have a heart attack about it. You knew this was going to happen. But it was happening with the people you didn't know. And instead of it being less offensive to you, it was more offensive to you. These bitches don't know you.
Exactly. And they owe you nothing.
Which is what we said about Alondria the other day.
And you tongue kissing Taylor, right? Didn't she tongue kiss Taylor? And Alondria didn't say anything. So you can tongue kiss her man and she can be cool with it. But if somebody tongue kiss your man, it's a problem. Yeah. Like, be for real.
Yep. But she says, watch out, Huda is coming to play. So they announced their lineup for each base. And so first base was retrieve balls with buttered popcorn, but you could only use your mouth. Second was get sauced up, but strip, and then wipe down with foam fingers. That would have been probably the only one I would not have liked. Third base is to get to the concession stand, find a cold ice pop, and then do whatever. They went extra with that shit because they didn't have to do all that. So at one point, their ace, because he was third place a lot. He just was throwing the
yes, away and just going for it because he didn't want that in his mouth while he was kissing.
And then fourth base,
because Ace he he held somebody by the neck. I was like, wait a minute. These people might be in the choking. Somebody
I
was
think
getting
it
held by the neck.
was that Alondra?
Somebody, yeah, I think so. I think he held her by the neck.
Yeah, because their
And
kiss was crazy. Their
it
kiss was
was, and he never tripped. He never tripped. Like Taylor never was like, all right now, or trip. Like he did
no,
not trip about it.
yeah, no. But I frankly think some of them were getting turned on watching the other guys kiss their girl. So there's also
Nick
that. 'Cause I
definitely
know Nick
was.
was. Exactly. Exactly. So we see first up was Huda, and there's a reason why she went first because she was terrible. And it was Taylor, Nick, Ace, and fourth was Jeremiah. And it was like, I don't know if she actually went first in order, but
That's who they
we
chose.
got shown her phone. Then Olan was second, and she did Nick, Charlie, Ace, and Taylor. And I am sorry, but her kiss with Ace and Taylor was hot as fuck. That being said, her entire performance was hot as hell.
It was a performance.
It was a performance. I was just like,
Nick
all
didn't
right.
know what to do with all that. He was like, oh, oh,
Mhm.
oh, oh.
That's what I said.
And
That's why
Sierra was like, that thing was banging. I didn't know. I feel like I ain't never seen that like that in my life.
then she had to follow her. And she had Charlie first, Taylor second, Austin third. And I was like, Sierra, third? For real? Somebody made her do that. I have a feeling. And Nick fourth.
She's friendship couple. I have a feeling if Nick picks Bella, Austin will pick her for a friendship couple.
Yeah.
And that Amaya girl will be out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think so. Because they seem to talk. Even remember when it was in the kitchen, it was a three. Like they seem to talk. So
well, who's picking Shelly? Ace?
yes. I have Charlie picking Hannah, Ace picking Shelly, Taylor picking Alondria, Jeremiah picking Huda, and Nick. This is it's the wild card is Nick. If he picks Bella, I think Austin will pick Sierra as a friendship couple, and the new girl Amaya goes home. If he picks Sierra, I still think Austin picks Bella as a friendship because I just don't think he knows Amaya enough. Like I just think like she's gonna be the odd person out. You see what I'm saying? Like I just think they're just
okay, fair. Ari says no, Shelly. I thought, but Shelly kissed Ace fourth. So when it was
no, because he picked her up and was so it had to. I
thought it might have been because remember he picked her up and then he put her down and they kept kissing.
Oh, so maybe that kiss was going on and on.
That kiss was going on for a very long time. Yeah, I don't know. Both kisses were hot. Yeah, both kisses were hot. Then yes, Shelly was Charlie first, Taylor second, Austin third, Ace. So listen, her like Charlie tried to kiss her. It was okay, but it wasn't on her. It was the Charlie factor. But the rest of her performance, she looked hot. Even that kiss with Taylor, I was shocked. And then obviously her kiss with Ace was hot. Yeah, no. Also, Shelly did a very good job. Very, very good job. And then Bella came and shocked the world.
From the get-go. She didn't even wait. I thought she was going to wait till fourth base. Baby, she started from first base. And I was like, oh, okay, Bella, show the people what you're working with. Nick was like, and isn't that something? He wants to be her first. Like, Nick, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. You over here coupled with somebody else, but yet you want to be her first real kiss. Like, get over yourself. I
was like, Nick, please. I love you, but please. Like, what are you talking about right now? And then he went into the percentages. I was like, oh, that's your problem. Okay, I got it. So then two new bombshells walk in, Hannah from Arizona and Amaya from New York. And Hannah chose Austin, Jeremiah second, Charlie third, and Nick fourth. And I was like, I saw nothing. Wait, none of them.
Mm-hmm.
But guys pick. Amaya came in and she was Charlie first, Nick second, Ace third, fourth Jeremiah. And to be honest, Amaya was going hard, and her kiss with Charlie was pretty good. Ace was fair. Nick was fair. Ace was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, hold on a second.
Okay. So yeah, and then her kiss with Jeremiah was good, but he was halfway kissing her. He really wasn't in. He was trying because Huda was eyeing him the whole time, like right before the kiss happened, like looking at him like you better not enjoy it. You better not enjoy it. She was over there sulking. Alandra was trying to cover Huda's eyes so she won't see, and them telling her it's okay. And she was like moving Alondra's hand and she wanted to see the kiss. And when they started kissing, the girl Amaya was really trying to get into it. And Jeremiah know he wanted to get into it, but he was trying to act like he didn't want to get into it.
That's
And
what was making it. He was so stiff, like it was making it stiff because he knew he wanted to, but
right,
because he was trying to act like the goody two shoes in it, it
right.
made it look weird.
Yes.
It was. I'm over him. I want him out of my villa.
Yes.
Artie says Amaya is stunning. She is.
Yes.
She's very beautiful.
And she seems sweet. She seems sweet.
Yeah, yeah, she did. I thought it was like how they were treating her was crazy. Um, uh, I just I need Jeremiah out of my villa. Out of my villa. I do. I just need him out. Huda says, "Don't you see what me and Jeremiah had? That was the dumbest shit you could have ever done." I was like, "Excuse me? She's a bombshell. That's what she's here for."
She
Weird.
showed her tail. I'm starting not to really care for her. I did not like how she acted.
Danita says he did the same thing in conversation with Sierra. He purposely became cold, and seven, all all the girls were asking was what his interests were. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Ooh, KB said the same thing. We found out who the real mean girl is. Ooh.
Exactly.
So yeah, they come back to the villa, and Hannah and Amaya sit down with the boys, and they ask who's their type, and Hannah says, "I like the male version of me." I'm not sure what that was supposed to tell us because who was the male version of you?
Really likes herself, I guess.
Right. Amaya says her type wasn't working, otherwise she wouldn't be here. I thought that was funny, but she said it's who I chose this fourth, and she's like, and I was like, yeah, red flags, yes, run, girl, run. Mm-hmm. Sierra says on the other side with the girls, Sierra says, "Oh my God, Bella, I'm obsessed with you."
I thought that was good. I thought that was good for them to have for her to say that to her.
Yeah, it was so good. And Huda says she's not mad at Jeremiah. He handled it well, but I think that bitch is fucking messy, and I can't even look at her. Excuse me? Excuse me? What? How is she messy for doing what she was supposed to do? I'm sorry? Because that's my thing. You're making it seem like she did something that she wasn't supposed to do. It was a game.
Right.
It was a game. It was a game.
It was a game.
Just wow. So Shelly does say to her, well, this is what I would say. Devil's advocate here, as Danita would say, devil's avocado. Or sorry, that's India. uh he like he and you say you're open. It is still early days. You're still exploring. And she's like, well, Sierra. She just changes the subject. Like, this is the first time you will hear this, but I'm a mom. Sierra. Amazing. I told Jeremiah this the first time last night, and it was the hardest thing I had to do. And I was just
Crying,
waiting.
and everybody got to console her while she crying. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was just waiting to get to know you, to tell you, but she is kissing, seeing him kiss someone else. I fucking hated it. Okay, what does that have to do with Amaya, though? Like, I just want to know what it had to do with Amaya. And as Ari says here, Huda is using sisterhood as a manipulation tactic. If Sierra wanted to try to get to know Jeremiah, she would have said, oh, you're like a sister. Why would you do that? I trusted you. The secret is a card. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. It is a manipulation tactic. And like I said, oh, yeah, Danita says it too. And as I said earlier, it made me realize that she's using this as a manipulation tactic against the men as well. She's using it twofold, against the women and against the men. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. This was a game. This was a game. Casa Amor is not a game. This was a game. That's the difference. And Jessica says, and this is the woman who's emotionally mature. Girl, bye. She's not.
Exactly.
She's not. And so she ITMs, when I like someone, what's mine is mine. And don't fucking touch it. And okay, I get it. She's a Virgo.
Excuse me? I'm offended.
Sometimes she can be possessive. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, sometimes they can be possessive if they are not evolved. And I can tell a bitch can't compare to me. Do I know her? No. Am I upset she picked him for number one? Yes. So that's why I said it was mean, because you're saying this and you admit you don't know her. So how are you? Hello? Mary, too much on us, Virgo.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. she killing me up here, Mary. Thank you. These Virgos in the villa got me fighting for my life. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Mary says
Shelly is a great Virgo.
In defense of Huda, it's been 5 days, just like how invested Janae was in with Kenny. And I say again, it's not been 5 days.
But Janae just was not trying to manipulate Kenny, and she wasn't doing all that other stuff Huda was doing, and she wasn't acting a fool if somebody kissed Kenny in a challenge or something. Like, so it's just different. It's just different.
And it's not quite the same. I think let's say you want to take out the fact that she told him that huge secret.
Mm-hmm.
You still said that you were open.
Right.
And again, Janae never went after the girl that Kenny brought back. She cussed out Kenny. She cussed out Kenny because it was on him to say, and he's sitting there saying, you're the person that I want. So then why did you bring her back? If we're the strongest,
he didn't understand. They hyped Kenny up. I know Kenny didn't want to bring that girl back. They hyped Kenny up, had Kenny do that at the last minute. I could just tell. Kenny was confused.
At the end of the day, they were being genuine, and neither was showing unhealthy relationship attachments. Like, it's not the same. But okay. Trini says, I need someone to save my boo Shelly from Huda because I don't know how much more
I
she can
know she come pull her every 5 minutes.
Yeah, Mary says Huda is more Mackenzie. I could see that a little bit. And Charlie says Janae's point was that Kenny watched the show and see what she had been through. Exactly. So if you came in and you were pursuing me and you knew what I went through and you thought that our connection was stronger, why didn't you lock in? That's it. It was a decision point. But what did she say something about Catherine? Did she say something to
Nope.
Catherine? Did she
Nope.
say anything? She said, I'm not worried about that girl. And she kept it moving because she wasn't.
Because she was getting ready to go home. Okay.
Yeah. And Catherine said that the entire time from day one, she used to split. Janae used to split her breakfast. From day one, he would make breakfast for them, and then when he decided he wanted to be with Janae, Janae would split her breakfast with Catherine. She said she was always nice and she was always sweet to her. So
they're not the same. No, they're not the same. Absolutely not.
But yeah, so we see them talking to the boys again, and A says, well, how do you feel about stepping on toes? And Amaya said, we're all here for the same reason, and you can't be married 1 weekend. And it's like, I don't see a ring. Jeremiah says, well, there's no one I want but Huda. I will still play the game with y'all, but like I'm still gonna be like respectful with it. And Shelly thankfully comes and saves the girls from Jeremiah's bullshit because I'm just like, dude, please.
Yeah, and I'm sure Huda didn't like it, but oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Bella was like, what did the boys say? This is everyone said they're open except for Jeremiah. It was and we said, oh, you're like married, and Huda, oh yeah, everyone calls us mom and dad. Nobody calls you mom and dad.
Nobody.
You call yourself mom.
Oh, now you want to talk to her? Oh, now you want to talk to her just to say that.
Amaya, Jeremiah is ITMs. Jeremiah is a grown man. He has a mouth too, so if he doesn't feel anything from me, I'm not going to push it. But as for now, that's not the signs that I'm reading. That wasn't really the signs I was reading either. I might be wrong, but I didn't see that. I think he left the door open just in case he decides.
Yes, he did. He did leave the door open, but he's trying to act like he didn't.
Yeah. Ace said, "Who had the biggest moment? The boys." Bella. Ace on the top of it. Bella, how do you feel, Nick? Nick stands, and in the back of my mind, I wanted to be the first one to kiss her, but the numbers were 60-40 Sierra. And then Sierra went, and she was 70-30. And then Bella went, and now it's back to 50-50. And my whole thing with this is, it's not ever been 60-40 Bella.
Never.
It's either 49-51, 60-40, 70-30. Never been 60-40 Bella.
Never.
Sierra's always been landing on top. That says a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does.
KB says, at this point, I need my Nick to confirm what kind of nurse he is because
he was quick to tell Amaya, I'm a nurse
too. And obviously, me says Nick and his percentages game is a character. All of this, yes. And they all start screaming, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Boys are such.
And he told it to Bella later, and I was like, you're not telling her this percent.
No, he never tells. He never tells. He never tells Bella the percentage.
Miss Love
says, he did tell her. Oh yeah, he did tell her. He did tell her when they sat down.
He did.
He was like, yeah, it went back up.
Yeah. Miss Love says, I wish these girls would stop giving Nick so much power. They need to talk to other guys and keep their options open like he's doing. Jennifer Ruby said, he said 80-20 when telling her, and then it became 50-50. That's what I'm saying. It's never her at top. Sierra's still getting more percentages than her at any point. Crazy. Crazy. Obviously, me says, Nick reminds me of Carrington from Love Island Games, but instead of being jealous about how open their partner is with their sexuality, he's intrigued by it to some degree. Okay. It reminds me of Carrington in that manner. But
I don't know.
yes. Yeah. Shani says, yeah, I couldn't have Nick as a nurse. I needed a decisive person to yeah.
You're kind of sick, but not really. Like, I mean, it's 50-50 on whether you have pneumonia or not. We got to wait for some more tests.
That's crazy. So nighttime arrives, and all the girls are getting ready in the dressing room. And Amaya says she wants to get to know Jeremiah, which rightfully should. Jeremiah now is saying, well, I can't fake nothing. So if I find another girl I like, I'm not going to pretend I don't like her.
That's what he's saying. We'll see.
So someone asked Shelly how the kiss with Ace was, and Shelly says it was fire as usual. I love how unbothered she is by it.
Yes, me too.
Ace is asked how he likes him and Shelly in the kiss. He says that we like each other, but it's like a cat and mouse game. And I'm like, okay, so are you going to lock in at all?
Right.
Sierra says, how was the kiss with Nick? It looked hot. And Bella says, it was nice for sure. And I love that Bella is not rubbing it into Sierra's face and that, Sierra's comfortably having conversation. I do feel like Sierra and Bella and Olandria and Shelly are all girls.
Yes. Because this woman kiss your man, the guy you're coupled up with in fourth base like that, and you still tell her, Bella, you did your thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Nick has to make his decision, and we're not going to let that make us, you know what I mean, like enemies.
So Sierra says, I just got butterflies seeing the boys. That never happens. I was like, was that butterflies a good thing or a bad thing? We are about to see. Austin chats with Hannah. They talked about sports. They talked about being adventurous. She says again that Austin wants her more than she wants him, but that might make her like him more than anything. I was like, okay. Maya chats with Ace. Very sweet girl. I saw absolutely nothing in this conversation.
Me neither. He was just being pleasant with her. Like, as he is. He's just a pleasant person and an easy person to talk to.
He was. But I was like, I saw no fire. I didn't even see any. Like, normally Ace and Shelly are the two people who are usually really good at like having sparky conversations where there's like little flirty. Even their flirting, I didn't quite see.
Like, you got a nice smile. But I appreciated him still complimenting her because I'm sure he thought to himself, this has to be awkward, her coming in here and Jeremiah and Huda over here acting like this. Let me, give her something. You know what I'm saying? You had a pretty smile. You know what I mean?
And I do wonder if it is about the fact that he seems so disinterested and no energy, but it is that maybe it is that fact that that she is also insistent on pursuing Jeremiah and he's single. And so for him, it's like, oh, so you're not interested in me. So what's the point? Again, it's kind of like what happened with the Huda things, like you kiss me second. I didn't see any interest in it, any interest. And sometimes he low-key give like little interest when there's nothing there. So I don't know if she's even his type or anything.
like they said, Ace just be talking. He loves to talk. He just be talking.
Yeah, he's sweet. I like Ace. He's like my second favorite guy. I don't not like him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Huda chats to Shelly, and Shelly says, how do you feel about her wanting to go to get to know Jeremiah? And Huda says, I think she's messy as fuck. I don't like her. I think she has an ulterior motive. I don't like her. Like internally, I don't like it. And I'm just like, how does she have you talked to her? How does she
No,
have ulterior motives? Don't sit there and throw out that she has ulterior motives and you haven't even had a conversation with her because that's not
exactly,
possible.
exactly.
Ace, KB says Ace is a Leo and he's gonna stew about it, but he feels like he's the second pick. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't want to be second pick. He wants to be first pick. If she
Right.
had put in the fourth, I think he would have given her a lot more energy. Now, the
Yeah.
funny thing is, Danita points out here, Shelly follows Amaya on socials. So Huda brought about to lose her man and her friend.
She didn't give. Maybe they blocked us from seeing that because she didn't give any energy like she knew that girl.
Yeah,
She did not give any energy like she knew her.
but she does follow her, and they both are from New York.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, it just didn't show. Like, she didn't give any energy that we saw that she knew her, and she never like tried to tell Huda like not too much on her. Like, I never saw that either. So
I
I don't know.
I do feel like that's what she was saying. I just think she was saying it in a certain way. She said, she's a new person here, and you don't have to like everyone that walks in here. That's your prerogative. Um, but I think she probably did tell her that I think you need to relax. And Huda says, well, anyone in my shoes should understand. But Shelly ITM's Huda, you are doing all this panicking for no reason. He's not going anywhere. Everybody knows this, but you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
Huda
I saw
says,
it in the ITM. I was just thinking, like, is anyone gonna just check her? Like, just in person, like, calm down. Like, and I know Olandria wants to, but she like I already made her cry, so I ain't gonna say it.
oh
Cause
yeah.
she's the more forceful, like she's the more direct one that would say it, but she's probably thinking to herself, I already made her cry, not even trying to make her cry. Let me not say anything to her about her man because she really gonna act a fool. You know what I'm saying? So she probably thinks that because I'm sure she wants to tell her, Huda, you really doing too much. He not even checking for that girl. Why are you doing all this? Like it's unnecessary. But
I think it's getting to be a lot, and when you can't calm her down to come back to earth, and she's being that hyped up and delusional, like I get it. Nick and Bella chatting so ties, and he wanted her to be the first kiss. He wanted to be her first kiss, and then he tells her about the percentages, and I was like, let's not do this. But they kissed in so ties. They kissed in so ties. Hey, Bella also says she hates being in this triangle. I would hate being in this triangle. He wanted no, sorry, Hannah and Charlie chat, and he's her type, and they kiss, and I was just like, yes, good, couple up so I can dump you both. Bella Olan that Nick and her kiss, they're sitting in the makeup room. At the same time, Nick takes Sarah to the speakeasy, and Olan hypes up Bella. She's like, oh, both of you my girls, but I don't know, maybe you're back on the radar. And Nick is conflicted because, and he makes it awkward with him and Sierra in the speakeasy. So they then end up going to the makeup, to the photo booth, and they make out. And that is how the episode ends. I don't think that this is going to turn out well for him. He's going to have to make a decision on Sunday.
and who do you
He's
think
going to recouple. Yeah.
Yeah, who do you think he's gonna decide?
I could see him possibly going to Bella. I can see him possibly going to Bella.
I'm gonna tell you, if he goes to Bella, he better be ready to stick with Bella because what Bella isn't going to have happen, he thinks, oh, she's opening up, she's kissing now and doing all this stuff. But the minute Bella sees that you paying attention to Sierra, she gonna stop cuddling with you in the bed. She gonna cut that off real quick. If she starts to cuddle with you or kiss you, as soon as she feels like you back over there flirting with Sierra or whatever, she gonna cut that off because that's the type she is. So he better be sure. If he does go to her, he better be sure that that's where he wants to be. Because she's not gonna let him do what Sierra let him do. She not doing it.
Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. Hey, guys,
Rachel.
out late. Yes, we are.
Tamika thinks she gonna keep us all night because she gotta stay up till 3. And she not. And she
Yeah,
not.
she's. I'm not. Um, Ari says the girl he doesn't choose is going home. In my opinion, I think it might come down to a Nick situation.
You know what? I was thinking that Ari, but I don't think so because I think Austin would pick the other person as a friendship couple, and I think the
So you don't
Amaya
think
girl.
Austin would pick Hannah?
I think Charlie's gonna pick Hannah.
Okay.
And if
Hmm.
Austin goes first and picks Hannah, Charlie and Nick picks Bella, Charlie will pick Sierra as a friendship couple. Like either way, I think Amaya is going home because she has the least connection with anybody. Like they don't even know her as a friend yet to be like, oh, I'll pick her as a friendship couple.
Hmm. Okay. I think up above, everybody was saying they think that the bombshells would pick first, though.
I would think that ordinarily, but a girl has to go home.
But
That's
maybe it's not a dumping. Maybe it is a non-elimination. So the girls choose first. They do it in the UK a lot, where the girls will choose first, and then the single girl would just not be a part of the vote.
I don't know. I don't feel like because I feel like they already let the bombshells pick first with Sierra and Charlie optional if the people wanted to stand up, and those single people got to stay in. But I just feel like this one will be an elimination. Like I just
I think we're definitely voting because they again said make sure that you sign up for the Love Island app on the app. Um,
mm,
so whatever they're doing, we're definitely voting. I just don't. It could go either way. I've seen them do it both ways in the U.S. and in the U.K. Mostly in the U.K., but I don't know. It's a lot of people in the villa, and I don't know how many. Like unless they're dumping two couples, I don't. I don't know. I don't. I can't. I can't quite put my finger on what would make the most sense for the because the last time when Miguel got to choose, they said, "Oh, you can't vote for um, Miguel," but he also didn't get to choose first, right? So Miguel came
mm-hmm,
in. He did. The other guys got to choose in their order. Um, and he did not get to choose first because we know if he was first, he might have picked Leah, and then but he was the only couple that was not included in the vote,
mm-hmm.
so they could do either of those things. They could make him choose, and then the person um who's left not be eliminated, like they're exempt from the vote, or they could make them choose in the middle with everybody else, be chosen in the middle with everybody else, and then somebody gets eliminated. Um, or they get, like I said, make them choose and first, and then they're exempt from the vote with their partners. So Miguel, I think they wanted to save Liv because we didn't really care for her at the time, and that was their way of saving Liv. So that's why they protected her for the vote. So I would think if they had guys that they would want to protect from the vote, that might be why they would let them choose first. Or if they wanted Amaya to steal Jeremiah.
But she can't at this point. He's not allowing it. He's not into her enough to jeopardize it.
They could let her steal him.
Oh, let So you're saying
Her go
let them
first.
choose and let her. Okay. So then that means one of the original girls will go home.
Yeah. Well, no. That means that like let's say Huda is not chosen, she would be exempt from elimination.
Okay.
That's what
And then,
happened with Amy that time when um uh Uma came in and chose Io.
mm-hmm.
She was exempt from elimination. And then she got a date with Omar. So yeah. Dania says I can see the bombs go first, then the boys, single girl, depending on who goes home. Because if Maya gets to go first and then takes Jeremiah, who's picking Huda Ace for the plot, or she would not be, or they wanted to keep her around so she would be exempt from elimination.
If Ace had the opportunity to pick and he picked Huda over Shelly, she ain't gonna take that well. And
Who,
I wouldn't
Shelly?
either. Yeah, Shelly. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
Oh, I mean, depends on if Shelly got stolen by somebody else and then he had no choice.
No, I mean,
Jessica's
right. I mean, if he's able to choose me and he chooses her over me, I wouldn't
mm,
take that well.
mm. Amaya is the only girl that can go home and they could still have all their storylines. Whoever Nick picks, they would still want the other girl there for their reaction. That's what I'm saying. KB says we're not factoring in the first week. All of their moves are based on later weeks. Mm. Obviously, me says Charlie gave up on Bella. Charlie got his blonde fantasy actually entertaining him and isn't stuck on somebody else. I think that Charlie would sooner pick Shelly than Bella. Yeah, no. I think it's between Shelly and Hannah. So if Austin gets to choose Hannah, I think Charlie would pick Shelly if Ace is not. So if the order is that Ace picks before him and doesn't pick Shelly, I think Charlie would pick Shelly. If Austin get already picked Hannah. Either way, I don't think Shelly would go home.
No, I
I
don't think
think
so.
I think she has too many people who would pick her before she would went home. And Charlie, I don't think would pick Bella. They could make Nick choose between Bella and thing. And if there's a true triangle between Huda and Amaya, but I don't think there would be. I think Jeremiah would either definitely dump her and go for Amaya or stay with Huda.
Yeah, he's gonna stay with Huda. He's trying to win.
Mm-hmm. Rachel says they should send the single girl on a. That's what I'm saying. They could do that. So we could be voting for her to go with a like they could give us an option for 3 bombshells or something like that, and send her on a date.
Yeah, I just felt like some people needed to get out. It's getting crowded in there.
That's
Some
what I
people need
feel.
to go.
A Miguel level bombshell, not Carter or Hakeem. I'm dying.
That's what I was saying.
Ari says, I think Bella or Sierra is going home. To be honest, Nick will be the one to decide. Okay. Uh, Jessica says, I would hate that because then it would become Huda Island. Yeah, I also need to be able to vote. Hey, Boss Queen. I also need to be able to vote Jeremiah off. Thank you and good night. Danita says, I think if one of the main OG girls are single, then they'll probably save her. But if it's a Maya or Hannah, production will drop them. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Mary says, why they send girls? Damn producers. Agreed.
Exactly.
Kate says, I think an OG girl is going home. I think the goal was to possibly get Belle Dasha out. I think it will come down to Nick, and he'll choose between Bella and yeah.
She keeps saying Bell Dash A, and you keep saying Bell Dash. Y'all
I'm going to say it.
are funny.
Jennifer Ruby production wouldn't let Shelly go home. I don't think they would
I
let
don't
her.
think so.
I don't think they would let her go in either. Mary says, so upsetting to get 3 girl bombs and 1 boy bomb and lose 2 girls. What the fuck? I agree. And KB says, Amaya believes there's a spark with Jeremiah.
I think she's the only one that believes that, though.
Yeah, I don't think any of us believes that. I'm not saying that. Again, I've proven. I've proven that the thing is, I think we've seen multiple times that Jeremiah is purposely pushing these
Preventing
women
himself.
away. Yeah, that he would be interested in, and it's not natural, and it's actually not nice to watch because at the end of the day, it feels like you're playing Huda. You just
Yeah,
want to win. It there's no no
I
no
agree.
no. So yeah, no, I want to be able to vote Jeremiah out, but will the producers want us to vote
No,
Jeremiah out?
they want that storyline. They want that mom, him, Huda. They want that storyline bad, so they're not even trying to hear that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if they would allow the girls to choose, um and then yeah, I don't know if they would allow the girls to choose and not accept them from the vote, because if they choose 2 boys that they want them to keep in the villa, they're not going to vote them out. So the girls get to choose first. They're not voting out. So we know Hannah will probably choose between Austin and Charlie, and Amaya would probably choose Jeremiah or Ace.
Mm-hmm.
So then neither one of them are going home. They're probably going to exempt them from the vote, and
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, and then the rest of them will choose, and it will be one of the OG girls either going home or exempt from vote as well. Rachel says Jeremiah can go. He's not even scamming correctly. Exactly. That's what offends
I
me
agree,
the
but
most.
they don't want them to go.
That's what offends me the most about this situation. Jeremiah is not scamming properly. It's like he has no respect for us. Scam us right.
Scam us right.
How dare you? Danita says, like I said, gotta see if he has an actual conversation with her, but with Huda there and his gameplay mindset, he is switching up. Yeah, it's like Kendall and Casa and shit.
Yeah, like Bree did with Zeta. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like they would have to let her take him, and then they would exempt them from the vote, because that's what they did with Timmy and Bree. Remember,
Yep.
we couldn't vote them out.
Yep.
Yep. Ari says, who is the Aftersun Herson? Never heard of her or seen her before. She is the current host of Love Island Australia. So if you ever watch Love Island Australia, she is the host there. I like her a lot. We'll be watching Aftersun, but I like her. Charlie and Hannah would make the perfect sacrificial couple. So when the stars of the show are in trouble, they can get booted off safely, and the stars and ratings are safe. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Says, did you all notice that Ace gave Shelly the look Ace gave Shelly after Amaya finished kissing him in the challenge? It was so hilarious. That man is a menace. Yeah.
Yes. And they say you can't spell menace without ace.
Yep. That's it. That's what he's the menace to me. KB is bomb. KB says bombs, Jer or Charlie, Ace / Shelly, um, uh, Taylor and Olandria, Austin and Huda, uh, Austin and Huda, or you mean Jeremiah and Huda, and then Nick picks between Sierra and Bella. You could wrap Charlie and Austin and still have the same outcome. Hmm.
Hold on. What do you mean, Jeremiah and Charlie? Where do you Charlie? Hannah and
Oh,
Charlie?
no, so okay. So you're
What?
saying Austin saves Huda in this case. Hmm.
After who? After who picks
So
Jeremiah?
Amaya checks. So the bombs pick first. Austin, Amaya picks Jeremiah. Hannah takes Charlie. Ace,
Oh, okay.
Ace took Shelly.
Taylor picks Alondria. Austin picks Huda.
Huda.
And Nick picks between Sierra and Belle dash A. Um, um,
Yes. Okay.
Is Austin gonna pick Huda? Why would he pick Huda? Why would he do
Austin
that?
could save Huda, or he could save Bella.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. This is going to be complicated either way. I think. I think they might have to do a non-elimination.
Yeah, because if Austin has to pick, he's not gonna pick Huda. He's
That's
not
what
gonna pick
that's what Jessica's saying here. Like, does Austin and Huda even talk? No, they don't.
no, no.
KB says Austin doesn't have a choice really. He's only saving a girl.
Yeah, but he's gonna save Belle dash A. If he's gonna save somebody, he's gonna save her or Sierra.
Yeah.
He's not gonna save Huda.
So I think if that was the case, then what they would do is they would make Nick pick between Sierra and Bella for the drama, and then have Austin choose between which OG girl to save. And if he's going to choose between the OG girl to save, he will choose Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin's choice would be friendship either way. If Hannah picks Charlie, because I think he would pick either. I think he would pick Sierra Bella over Huda in any of those cases.
Any of them.
Yeah. It's all complicated. It's all Ulysses' fault.
Yes, blame her.
Yeah,
I saw a statement out there. I don't know if it's really her statement or if it's AI or what.
Yeah, no, it was AI, but it's still her statement. We have to get another mail bombshell soon, if not on Sunday, then shortly after, because these mail elimination options are nerve wracking. They are. That's why I'm mad they send it to girls.
Yeah.
Amy Jeremiah will give us Rob tears and guilt us.
Austin don't care enough. He don't care.
I don't know if he cares enough, but that actually would be very, very good to watch. Okay, well, I think we ran through all the scenarios. So, as I said, tomorrow is Saturday, so there will be Aftersun. There will be Aftersun for Saturday. As I said, if my girl Janae had been hosting it, I would have covered it. But seeing as she is not, I will not.
Absolutely.
But TJ might watch it, so she'll spill the tea for me. Yeah. But at this point, there's no reason for me to watch that show.
Yeah, if I can get through it. Now if Colin and Sally get the giggling, I'm turning it off.
Yeah, which who could blame you?
It's not gonna be too much of that. I'm not gonna do that. Listen to that for an hour.
Yeah, that would be hard. I think. So yeah, we will have to see how that works, but I'm definitely not covering this show. Or
have Sunday's episode. We'll be back Sunday night.
Yeah. So
or are you doing it on your channel Sunday night?
No, so I'm gonna share and present. So yeah, so for here's my schedule. So instead I will be probably sometime tomorrow going live on TikTok to discuss the casts of Love Island UK, maybe where we are with Beyond the Villa and some other any kind of tea that comes up. Um, and we will discuss the if anything crazy comes out on Sunday. I'll also do a TikTok, but otherwise Saturday you'll definitely see me, and next Wednesday to get up to date on what the tea is out there for in the Love Island universe. So this is the schedule. I might also discuss if I can watch on Wednesday the Tuesday episode of what is that called? Destination X with Janae. She lands this week on Destination X, her and Peter from The Bachelor. I'll also cover that. So that is my schedule for the week. This I'm gonna try to keep up with this schedule. But yeah, this is where I am. So like I said, if we had an Aftersun where I cared about the panel, I would cover it tomorrow, but I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so that's where I will be. So as I said, follow me and subscribe to my socials and hit the notification button so that when I go live you get notified. And we will chit chat over on TikTok on what we are seeing out there. So Denise says the recoupling is going to be interesting because the only thing for sure is Ola Taylor, Huda, Jerem is determined by production, picking placements, and everyone else that chips fall where they may. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And Ari agrees the panel's giving dry. God. Mary says, I would love Sophie from Australia 6 for Love Island Games. She's a demon. No, I like Maya for Love Island Games, though. But we
I
don't
like
know.
Maya for Love Island games. I really do.
3M shows that actually don't even mind Austin being there because he's such a non factor and easy elimination down the line. I agree. That's how
That's
I'm feeling at this point.
that's true.
That's how I'm feeling. We need to get some other people out, and he ain't it.
Yeah.
It's like people are sitting there like, oh, Taylor needs to go for what? Taylor will actually pick a black girl who we would need him to do. There's like 3 other men that need to go before him. I'm confused.
Absolutely.
I'm very confused. So no. Mary says just like production forced Anton to save Lucy, so Danny had to choose between Yewande and Arabella. But Anton, I think, liked Lucy, if I remember. But maybe I'm misremembering. So we will see. There was a contestant named Sophie in Australia 6. Got it. All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. We will be back. I'll be if you join me on TikTok. Yeah, see, give me okay. I know I'm not misremembering. I thought you liked her. Like that's the difference. I don't think Huda's had a conversation with Austin yet.
No, she hasn't. Like she told the girl, I don't even know the guys and I don't know the bombshells. I barely know. All I know is
This
you
is
all.
where Friendship Island comes into play, and that's on the
Mhm.
girls and the guys. So, because we saw that in even UK7. Remember the guys had agreed that if a certain person had picked a certain person, they were going to protect Kaz and what's
Yep.
her name. And so that's what they did. One person picked Kaz, the other person picked I forget her name right now, the Asian girl. And so that's what they did until the next elimination. And so again, you need to build these relationships, and Huda is
Absolutely.
not building these relationships with everybody.
Yeah. She's one of those people. It's just her man against the world. You know them
Yeah.
type when they get a man, you don't hear from them. Then when they break up, they be back, coming around. She one
Yeah.
of them. Mhm.
So yeah, so we will see each other. Like I said, if you if you around on Saturday, you'll see me on TikTok. Otherwise, as Reverend Movie says here, see y'all on Sunday. Enjoy the weekend. You can follow Miss T Joy at Miss T Joy on Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky
Mhm. And
and
threads.
Threads. And you can always follow me at Entertainment in Color and Entertainment in Co Media on Twitter, where I've discussed my thoughts. And like I said, follow me on TikTok. Go live and we'll spill the tea and we'll chit chat on there. So thank you all for joining us and have a good night. Wish me luck trying to stay up late
Let me
tonight.
tell you, y'all have me rolling. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are
I
such
do.
a kiki, such a kiki. I enjoy
Mhm.
it. So I
Thank
hope
you
everybody
guys.
has a good weekend.
Yes.
Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.